What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Funzy's Gameplays. So today we're gonna do kind of like a quick guide on how to unlock our Ultima weapon. So right here you can see that I have it already. Basically, the first thing that we're gonna need to do is to unlock the recipe, and pretty much the fastest way to do that is gonna be basically just running through each world using the favorite deputy KeyBlade. Reason for that is because the favorite deputy has a skill on it called Lucky Strike. This is basically going to be increasing how often enemies are dropping items, and that's like literally I just went back and just started going through farming each world using the favorite deputy, and it's going to increase the amount of drops that you get just at least by like 5-10 fold. So that's going to be where you're getting a lot of them. But as you go farther along, you're going to see that you're not getting as many new materials. So you can go right in here to the workshop and you can actually check on your material list. I'm going to leave a link down in the description with a complete list of all the synthesis materials in the game, so that way you can pretty much just like cross-reference for yourself. But basically at some point in time you're going to slow down and there's going to be some of the ones that you can't find, and that's when you're going to come into the synthesis shop, and you might have to, synthesize one or two of them. You exit out, come back in, it puts it into the into your items, and then boom, it just increases the number. And this is the recipe that you're going to want to be unlocking, which is going to have the Ultima weapon but also save the queen and save the king plus for Donald and Goofy. But yeah, basically once you have that recipe unlocked, this is then becomes the actual hard part, which is getting all of our orichalcum pluses. So our first orichalcum plus is literally just going to come from turning in postcards. So you buy something from the Moogle shop right here, and you get like a 50-50 chance he's gonna give you like a postcard. Basically you stroll over here, turn in the postcard, and from here RNG takes the way. Basically, like there's no way, fast, shape, or form that's gonna get it any faster. It's just RNG. One of the times you turn in a postcard, you'll get the orichalcum plus. Yeah, the second one is going to be from finding all the hidden treasures in the Arendelle sled minigame. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording when I did this minigame, but pretty much you're just going to be taking different paths through the sled minigame. Don't worry about like points and stuff like that, because the only thing you really need from it are the little hidden treasures, and they're marked with Roman numerals on them, so you'll be able to keep track, unless you're trying to go for the achievement for getting a high score in the Arendelle sled minigame. The next orichalcum, after you get all 10 of those hidden treasures, are going to be finding at least 80 lucky emblems. The lucky emblems are just going to be, just scattered across the world. If you go into your gummy phone and you hit lucky emblems, you can actually, it keeps track of which ones you have, or sorry, not which ones, but how many you have in each world. So that way you can figure out which ones you need to get. And yeah, so after you have all 80 of those lucky emblems, or if you just want to get all 90 for the achievement, then you're good to go. You already have some of the first orichalcum pluses. From there, it's all going to be about mini games and locations. So our next orichalcum plus is actually going to be in the Caribbean. Once you're in the Caribbean, you're going to want to head to Exile Island. It's going to be one of the tiny little islands. Just scoot over there, hop up, and you're just going to want to hang out, and it's pretty easy to find. I mean, there's a couple enemies that might spawn, but it's going to be in this first little alcove that you can see as soon as if you just fast travel to Exile Island. So that's going to be the first one. The second orichalcum plus that's basically just hanging out in a chest is actually going to be in the final world. Basically, you have to go through the intro of the KeyBlade graveyard. Get access to the KeyBlade graveyard. You don't have to go and finish the game. I'm trying to get all of this stuff so that way I can have the Ultima weapon when I go to finish the game. But basically, once you get through the intro and you have access to leave and go to and from the final world, you're just gonna stroll back over here, go through this little pink little crystal guy right here, and literally bada bing, bada boom, It's like right in your face. It's too easy. But don't worry, there's going to be a lot of other Orichalcum pluses that are going to be a pain. But yeah, so literally as soon as you spawn into the final world, it's going to be right here in this chest right here. And yeah, that's basically your last easy Orichalcum plus. The rest of them are going to be a little bit of a challenge to get. So the next one is going to come from finishing and getting a high score on all 7 of the fantastic flans. So the first one we have right here is our orange flan, which is located in the Kingdom of Corona. In order to get a high score for this one and to basically get the extra item, we're going to need a high score of 23,000 points. So pretty much if you just shoot through this the little cave right here, the orange flan is just going to be right outside, right in front of you. Okay. Basically, for this mini game, you're just running around. You got to get really good snapshots of the flan that are kind of posing or kind of just moving around. It took me a while to get this one because there's a couple hidden ones, and it's, yeah, you're not always gonna see the ones that you should be taking a picture of. All right. So this guy right here, pretty much you want to get him. You want to snap the picture at like when he's at the top of his like that apex. As he's going right when he like looks like he's about to stop, just like snap the picture right there. This guy's a little difficult. This one's all about timing because he's only gonna hold that pose for like a quick second. Okay. But as soon as you walk down to that little grove, he's gonna slide right out. So the next one you're gonna shoot over here, and you're gonna get these 2 guys right here, and you just gotta wait a minute, give it a second. He's gonna pose with all the animals. Boom. That's it. Pretty much as long as you get an excellent on all the pictures, you should be pretty solid. This guy right here, this one was a little bit of a pain because my previous run-throughs of it, he was just scooting back and forth, and he wouldn't actually do the pose. So if you're doing this and you go to that flan to get that pose, just be patient and just wait for that actual pose because there's no time limit to this. Okay. This one right here, this is a little bit more timing. He's kind of just hiding right here. As soon as you open up the camera though, he's gonna start wiggling around a little bit, and you literally just have to wait. And there you go. There's that one for an excellent. So these next ones right here, these ones were a pain. I ran through this at least 5 times before I even noticed that they were up in the tree, and I kept on thinking I had to get a picture of them as they were falling. But no, you want a picture of them after they fall, because that looks amazing. Okay, so that's number 6, and this is literally the last one. He's gonna just come swirling out, and you want to get a picture with some of the water as he's splashing around, just like that. You get an excellent on it, a total for all 7 pictures, and we ended up with 23,800 points. So yeah, he's gonna do his little dance. You're gonna get an extra item, so treasure magnet, and some more blood oranges. Okay, cool. So the next flan is actually going to be in, where is it? Oh, that's right. In the toy box world. Pretty much this guy. This is the strawberry flan. Is a little frustrating. You're pretty much you're in the teacup, and you gotta stack the flan on top of each other, like on top of your teacup, and you'll get points the higher they go. The problem is that those little flan that are rolling on the other strawberries, if they knock into you, you're gonna lose them, or you're gonna lose the flan off the top of your head. So this one is literally just consistency. You just run away as fast as possible. You do have a time limit on this one, and it's going to be a little difficult, but it's just same as the other one. It's just going to be trial and error. All right. For the strawberry flan, we're going to need a minimum of we need to break 17,000 points. So just rinse and repeat until you're able to work up to 17,000 points. And yeah, that's just going to be this one. My biggest thing is that I was just spamming that A button to just constantly just do the cup spin, Because if you're not doing the cup spin, you're not going to be moving anywhere very fast. And if you're not moving very fast, as soon as one of those strawberry flans closes in on you, you're going to get stuck in a corner, and then there's going to be like 3 or 4 of them around you. And it gets it doesn't seem like they're going for you, but it changes real quick. It gets a little sketchy. You know what I mean? Because like see, like that one right there, that one just like started following me. And I just hit 17,000 points. So it's, yeah. And there you go. As long as you hit at least 17,000 points, you're gonna be able to get that high score for the strawberry flan. So when this guy comes out, I don't remember what we get from it. What did we get? Oh, attraction extender. Okay. Not something I normally use, but yeah. Okay. But yeah, so literally, like I said, just rinse and repeat. Our next flan is going to be in Monstropolis, in the factory basement. This one is... I don't know, if I wanted to rank it, it's not the hardest flan, but it's a little challenging. I mean, once you get the hang of it, it was actually easy once I figured out a little strategy. But basically, you have to there's one big flan in the center, and then there is a bunch of little ones, but they're all basically just one hits. Okay, and you have to eliminate so many flan. So for this one, sorry, the banana flan, this one you're gonna need a minimum of 20,000 points for a high score. Okay, so right here I was kind of just like messing with my skills, trying to make sure I had MP haste, and all that good stuff. And then we were using the what was it, Hero's Origin. So for the form change, and then we had a couple ethers on there to get our magic back. But basically, you're just gonna wanna be spamming the thunder skill, because that's gonna have the most area damage. Okay. Basically, once you have all that, get your Hero's Origin equipped, and yeah, there we go. Okay, so get in here. It's gonna start up. That big one is basically just gonna keep trying to body slam you. You just gotta keep dodging, keep dodging, keep dodging. So what I did in the beginning, I kind of just meleeed a couple of them just to start filling up the gauge. So I saved the thunder, like that advanced skill, just until there's a lot of the flan out there, and then did a couple more melees, and then we're gonna use some more magic. Basically, just use the melee to clean up the stragglers, but then when the fresh ones spawn, that's when you're gonna want to use the magic again. And then once you see that you're getting low on the time, you're going to want to use your form change. Because once you get into that form change, you just need to hit a couple of the flan to get into the chariot like this. Because if you just keep using the shield, just swinging it around, whenever Sora throws the shield, he kind of just like stands still. And that flan's going to belly flop on you real quick. Just like that, because he starts going crazy. But yeah, so like this one, we got like 22,000 points. You only need a minimum of 20,000 points to get the high score. And yeah, we got Grand Magic Extender. So basically, whenever you see that you got like an additional skill or an additional item, that's how you know you were able to get a high score. Okay, so the next one is in Arendelle. It's going to be on the mountain. Technically not on the mountain, but you're going to spawn up here, and you're pretty much just going to free fall back down, because it's going to be down here in this little open area. This one was a little bit more frustrating than the banana flan. The banana flan was just, you got to get used to it. This one, oh sorry, this is going to be our grape flan. Okay, this one, we need a minimum score of 20,000 points. But basically, they're telling you is that these flan are going to be using magic. Okay, Same principle. We can use the thunder skill to hit the majority of them, but they are going to have a little bit more health. It's not going to be a one-hit kill. But basically, once more and more start spawning, they're going to be shooting little magic orbs like that. And you can actually slide on the rails just like that, and to do more damage, and you can technically reflect their magic back at them. But every time I was trying to do that, I was just getting stuck in the chain, and none of it was working. Just constantly getting hit over and over and over again, because they almost spawn up like a row of bowling pins. So I pretty much just tried to apply the same strategy that I did with the banana flan, which was using the hero's origin and just using the thunder skill to do a lot of damage to a lot of them. This one I came really close to not even getting it, because the majority of them don't start spawning until like right about now, like once you hit about 30 seconds, and they start, like I said, they start, you know, spawning in those chunks of like 4 or 5 of them, and like, yeah, see, like those ones right there, but they all shoot that magic all at the same time. And I kind of got stuck on the rails right here, just, yeah, and it was it was really frustrating. I was gonna get really mad, but we ended up just hitting them with that thunder at the very end. If you just wait for them all to pop up all at once, and you hit them with the thunder, I think it's only like a 2-hit, but it does a lot of damage in it. You literally just went from like 15,000 points to 20,000 points. So it kind of all worked out. Came close to not getting it, but we ended up getting it just barely over that 20,000 mark with 20,400. So our next flan is gonna be in San Francisco. This one it was hard, but in a different way. It was still a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it wasn't too bad. So this one's actually gonna be our honeydew flan. This one we need a score, or at least a minimum score of 15,000 points. So it's not as high as the other ones for like 20 and 23,000, but it wasn't too bad. This one, I don't think there's really any huge strategy to it. Pretty much you're just bouncing from flan to flan, and if they're looking up like that, you can't jump on that same exact one. And then occasionally you'll see one of the flans start sparkling, like that one right there, and that one's gonna jump you to a new rooftop, and you're literally just doing this rinse and repeat, and the farther you go, they're gonna start moving more and more. They're gonna start moving faster. Also, the other thing to watch out for is that if you're staying on one rooftop for too long, that you're gonna eventually bounce higher and higher and higher. And I found out that, you know, once you start falling from a higher distance, you're gonna do that little like nosedive thing, and it's harder to aim than when it is when you're just falling like this. Because once you, like, the camera adjusts and it gets all awkward. Me personally, I didn't really like it. But yeah, so I mean, just kind of keep it short. As soon as you see an opportunity to jump to the next roof, try to jump to the next roof, because you're eventually just going to get too high and you might not be able to aim properly. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's really no, you know, crazy strategy with this. It's just consistency. It's going to take time to, you know, to get the practice down. I don't know. I think I probably, maybe like 30-45 minutes on this, just rinse and repeat, you know, failing, falling on the roof. It was a little daunting, but we'll be alright. But no, it wasn't too bad. But like I said, we're gonna need a total score of at least 15,000 points for the honeydew one, and I didn't feel like I wasn't trying to keep going, so it was 15,000. Alright, we're done. Because I was shooting like a solid, you know, 20-30 minutes, or no, probably close to like 45 minutes. But yeah, that one was technically our last flan, because I kind of did them out of order. But yeah, so that we got our Orichalcum Plus right there, because the honeydew one was our last flan. So yeah, our next flan that we're looking at is gonna be in the Caribbean, And this one is our watermelon flan. My opinion, probably second to the hardest flan to deal with. Pretty much you're just dodging back and forth, using the cannons to shoot the flan that are flying at the castle. You want to use that bell in the very center as much as possible, because if you hit the flan that's in the back, that's going left to right, it'll pop all the other flan that are flying towards the fort. So for this one, there is kind of like a strategy. You want to get as many of the flan flying towards the fort as possible with just the regular cannons. But if you start to see that the flan are starting to stack up, then that's when you want to use the bell. But also keep an eye on the clock, because you can kind of time the bell, because it does have a cooldown. I think I used it. I think we used it like 2 or 3 times. So you can technically kind of let the flan build up, and you'll get a bulk, a good bit of points, just like that one right there. I mean, if you can use the bell probably like every 10-15 seconds, and you should be able to get a high score. Sorry, I apologize. The watermelon flan, which is what this one is right here, we need a minimum of 29,000 points. This is the most points we need for any of the flans, but you can get up there pretty quick. I mean, you have like these cannons are pretty crazy. But yeah, we came down to the wire with this one, but yeah, we got lucky because we were able to use that bell. And like I said, you can use that bell like probably every 10-15 seconds. I did previously get a high score for this one at like 30,000 points, but unfortunately, again, I wasn't recording on that one. So that one was the watermelon flan. And last and certainly not least, probably the most frustrating flan for me personally is going to be the cherry flan. I did this one last because, like I said, it's the most frustrating, at least for me anyways. The cherry flan is located in Olympus, just up those stairs right there. But basically for this one, oh man, we're riding on Goofy's shield. And it doesn't sound too difficult, but basically there's little boost areas that are going to boost you to go faster. But if you run into too many objects, you're going to slow down and eventually just stop, and then you'll fail. The way to get your points are going to be by collecting the flan along the route. For the cherry flan, we need a minimum of 20,000 points. So for, I guess, my strategy that I did for this one is that just try to follow this route and get you're gonna see why in a minute, but also try not to hit too many of the boosts, because yes, you do have a time limit, but if you start going too fast, you're not going to be able to make some of these turns. So if you look right here, I missed that boost, but you can pretty much just circle around and hit that one right there. The reason why we're taking this route is because once you go through here and you get up these stairs, I mean, I'm sure there's another way to get up to this area too, but this is just the route that I found. Once you come through here, there's gonna be the little waterway that leads out to the fountain, and I screwed up big time right there. I almost lost it. I was about to restart it, but there's a mess of flan that you get right there just through that fountain area. And then once you get out here, you're pretty much just trying to clean up a little bit of mess. There's a couple of them that are grouped up right there. But this whole open area, you can just go back and forth until you're able to hit that 20,000 point mark. We ended up getting just over 23,000 points, and so that was I got scared on that waterway that leads out to the fountain, because I hit the wall like at least like 4 times right there, and that was terrifying because the whole beginning of that run was actually really good. Like, we didn't really hit anything. Okay. So, basically, once you've done all 7 of those, the fantastic flans, you're going to get your Orichalcum Plus, just like you saw off of the San Francisco flan. Now, to get your last Orichalcum Plus, you're going to need to go into space with your gummy ship. Basically, there's 4 bosses or 4 battle sites that are around the main ship that you spawn in the eclipse area. Okay, there's 4 battle sites Two of them are going to be like this one right here. Pretty much, you know, just defeat the enemies or get a high score, what have you, blah, blah, blah. You know, pretty much we're just going to be going through these battle sites. And just you don't even really need to get a great, crazy high score for it. You pretty much just need to complete them. There's no, I mean, it would be preferred to get an A on it, but if you can't, it's, you know, you're pretty much just trying to survive. It would be more beneficial if your gummy ship is leveled up, so that way you have access to the tiny ships or the teeny ships. And then also, you know, just have an upgraded gummy ship. You know, you can use one of the pre-built blueprints, or you can just make your own. I know what I did was I had all of my cannons on my main gummy ship, and then I just added the like the homing lasers, and I made my own teeny ships, because they're gonna help increase your health, and then they're also going to increase your firepower. But the capacity for what you can build are separate. So if you have a capacity of like 300 for your teeny ship, you can put, you know, a couple laser cannons, and it doesn't have to look like a teeny ship. You could literally make a teeny ship of just of the weapon gummy. So basically, like I said, I have all of my cannons on my main ship, and then the homing lasers are on my teeny ship. So like right here, we kind of just had to get through this. It's a little daunting, so you might see some of this stuff a little chopped up because we don't really need to see the whole battle. You kind of just, you get the gist of it. So this was the first one, or no, sorry, I apologize. The first battle is technically like once you get out of the ship. For some reason I don't have that clip, but I think this was the second one. So right now we already have 2 done. If we go around here, it tells you right here, we can, pretty much you're just circling the whole main structure. But unfortunately you're gonna have to forgive me because I'm very easily distracted, and we needed to farm some stuff. And when you're out here in space with your gummy ship, if you go through, oh man, I forgot about this. Like I was getting wrecked by these homing lasers. I could not figure out what was shooting me. But yeah, like so basically, like through here, there's all these areas where there's asteroids. If you're in the eclipse area and you're taking out these asteroid fields, you can actually get a lot of gummies. But not only just the gummies, you can actually get a lot of synthesis materials and a lot of materials for the KeyBlade forge. So like right here, you can actually get the Damascus, the adamantite, and also the electrum. The electrum is gonna what you need for that very last level in the KeyBlade forge. So that's why I'm occasionally, like when we're shooting through this, we're just trying to get some of the asteroids as well. Okay, so of the 4 areas where you're doing these battle sites, this guy was a little bit of a pain. Because he has some cannons that home in on you, but this is where where your special ability comes in handy, which is your repair kit. That's the other reason why you're going to want to level up your gummy ship, is because you get more abilities, you get more special weapons. This repair kit is a godsend. Okay, it's basically just lets you heal your gummy ship. But pretty much, you know, same principle. He's just point and shoot. There's no real strategy to it. Once you finish that one, do the same little cinematic. It's gonna shoot up to the top, and yeah, so that one's number 3. Pretty much we're kind of almost like unlocking the airlocks, and again, just getting distracted by asteroids, you know, stuff to blow up. It's cool. And so pretty much we just keep circling around, go around to the next one, and we're gonna get this 4th one. The 4th one is kind of like the second one. No crazy boss fight. Just I think it's a kill so many enemies, or yeah, I'm pretty sure you just got to take out so many. I think it's like 200 or something like that. But yeah, again, just getting distracted by asteroids. I mean, hey man, the struggle. You know what I mean? Like we need the synthesis materials. Okay, we need our Damascus, mainly our adamantite, because that's those ones you need a lot of them, because there's a couple levels for each keyblade that you need to level up. Okay, so this is the 4th encounter. So this is the 4th side of the ship. Yeah, for this one we just got to get 200 enemies. Like I said, you know, we're just gonna be transitioning just to get through the clips a little bit faster. Right? I mean, at this point you pretty much just get the idea. Again, you know, use your repair kit. You know, just rely. Me personally, I mean, if you have a different way or a better way of doing this, 100%. You know, you do you. This is just my play style. I just like using my cannons and the homing lasers, and then I'll just use the repair kit if I really need to heal. Yeah, at this point it's pretty much just trying to get through like all these little mini battle sites. Yeah, I think there was like a good little pause in there, but yeah. So this is number 4. What is also nice about when you're doing this is that since these are technically new battles, you're getting a good chunk of experience. And here's our little cinematic letting us know that we unlocked another spot. So, basically once you do the 4 battles around the edges, there's going to be a new enemy that's going to spawn at the very bottom of the ship. Now, it's kind of like one of the enemies that you encountered before. I think it's the battle site that's in front of the toy box world. But this guy, it's kind of the same. He's just a big meat shield. He's just got a lot more health. So when it's just adding more health to it is basically just, I don't know. It's not necessarily harder. It's just taking longer. So yeah, so as you can see, it's pretty much kind of like the same battle site as in front of the toy box world when you first got there. I mean, he's got a lot of health bars, but I mean, we did some damage to him. Pretty straightforward. You know, he swims around in space. You can do the most damage to him when he's coming straight at you like this, especially with your lasers and all the cannons. You don't really have to dodge a whole lot. He doesn't do a crazy amount of damage, but I mean, he will hit you a good bit if you don't hit some of those the mines that are sitting there. So yeah, so basically once you get that one, it's going to give you this little cutscene, and it's going to come straight up like that, and then you're going to get the piece de resistance, the Omega Machinima. I think I said that right. I hope I said it right. But yeah, so this thing is crazy. It's got a lot of health. So again, our repair kit came in handy a lot. Maybe not as a lot with the that other like Zerg looking boss, but yeah. So I'm actually just happy about this part because there wasn't a whole lot of asteroids for us to get distracted with. As I was kind of like thinking about it, like, you know, let's just go straight up there. I was like, nah, we need some more materials. Let's get some more materials. So basically, we just hit a couple more asteroids on our way up. You know, it's cool. But yeah, so our Omega Machina is up at the top of this ship, or battle station. I don't know what to call it. It's new, shiny something. I don't know. But yeah, so this guy, it wasn't a huge pain. It wasn't, you know, crazy difficult. I mean, as long as you got your gummy ship leveled up, you got a good bit of defense. You know, you have some good weapons on there. And the biggest thing is always gonna be that repair kit. That repair kit is huge because I mean, you can sit there and do as much damage as you want with the other big like weapon special abilities, but if you're not getting your health back, I mean, you got to be doing something perfect to just dodge all the hits. And I know me personally, I'm not that good at dodging all these hits. So pretty much like for fighting this guy, you want to get rid of those cannons around the edge first. As you can see right there, we got rid of all the cannons, and now we're just trying to focus fire on that main head in the center. Because, I mean, if you just leave those cannons on the outside there, they're just going to destroy you. I was taking a lot of damage at first, and then I was just, okay, we should probably get rid of these cannons. Once we got rid of those, it was a lot easier to manage the damage, and then also to just, it was easier to focus fire on the main head in the center. I mean, you still got a little bit of those missiles coming out of the side that they're homing in, but you can actually use your homing lasers to blow those up before they even get to you, which is kind of nice. I think later on you get some lasers that automatically lock on and fire for you. And I mean, those things are amazing, but we didn't have those yet for this battle. So, yeah, basically, once you get that head centerpiece right up there, it's going to transition down below. This portion has a little bit more health, a little bit more defense, but same principle. You know, I mean, you know, just kind of move around as much as possible. Use the homing lasers, and you're gonna want to hit. You know, try to get rid of those cannons, but just while you're getting rid of the cannons, you're gonna be doing damage to the ship regardless. Pretty much just dwindle it down, weaken it down little by little. You know, use your repair kit as needed. I normally try to use it like when I get to about 50 to 40% health, so that way I go back to full health, because if it doesn't give you a full heal. So basically, yeah, once you finish the bottom portion, you're going to transition back up here to the top. Same thing. I mean, it's kind of just scattering a lot. You're not really taking a whole lot of damage here, but it's just going to be focus firing on that center head again, to dwindle them down. Now here is the basically I guess the last part. It's a little difficult. It does do a lot of damage, but pretty much you can do damage to the very center, but as soon as it starts charging up, you're going to want to get out of the way. Alright, and then from there it's literally just rinse and repeat. Dip down, do some damage, come back up, get out of the way, and then come back down, do some more damage. And that's pretty much just going to be it. And you know, just rinse and repeat until you get them all the way done, and then yeah, we're gonna get our Orichalcum Plus. So come on, it's got a lot of defense, so it's gonna take a hot minute. I tried chopping it up a little bit just to shorten this video a little bit, just so it's not just staring at one thing for too long, because that's not the greatest fun. Yeah. So there it is. I mean, it's not too difficult. It's not too crazy. I do hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. If you do enjoy the video and the guide, do me a favor and drop a like. And yeah, there's our Orichalcum Plus. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.